Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Plastic and construction wastes are some of the enormous waste generated in India, and most of this waste goes in dump yards and water bodies, harming not just humans but wildlife and aquatic life too. A young innovator named Kunjpreet has come up with a unique solution for it in the form of Angiras. Angiras provides eco-friendly and sustainable technology to make bricks and paver blocks. Its products are made from 100% recycled plastic waste and industrial waste using their patented green waste management technology to convert non-recyclable plastics into bricks. These high-quality bricks are damp-proof, lightweight, and require no waterproofing. They are durable, that means no cost of repair involved. Also, it reduces the overall cost of construction by 20% as their material is derived from the waste.
With thousands of brick kilns dotting the skyline across the country, brick industry has become a large source of air pollution. It consumes and degrades tons of soil, fuel and water. This is one set of problem. Another set of problem is the waste emanating from construction or demolition coupled with other solid waste like plastics ending up in dump yards and even water bodies, harming our environment in a big way. It takes a very ingenious mind to put together two sets of problem and turn this into a solution. Today we have with us one such person who did just that and came up with a functional, eco-friendly building material. Welcome Kunjpreet Arora, co-founder, CEO of Angiras. Please tell us something about you and your startup.
Yeah. Hi Selvarani. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Kunjpreet Arora and I'm the co-founder at Angiras and the Private Limited. Angiras is a circular economy startup that makes lightweight and damp-proof bricks using 100% recycled waste material. Me and my co-founder Lokesh, we both are civil engineer graduates, and we started this working on this innovation since we were completing our graduation. And currently we are at product validation stage, at pilot stage, and moving towards the growth stage.
Yeah, that's great. What are the problems that you are solving or addressing through your innovation, and why the name Angiras?
Yes. So with our innovation, we are targeting to solve two major problems. One is the problem of single-use plastic waste, which ends up in the water bodies or on the roadside or further in the landfills or either in the cement factories for burning. While many of us are not aware of the another big problem is of the brick kiln industry, which contributes to up to the 9% of the carbon emission produced in India, and this is highly dependent upon the natural resources like fertile soil, water, and coal, and highly seasonal dependent labor requires a lot of labors and exploit child labor as well. So we have developed a technology to replace these brick kilns and use these recycled waste material as an alternative to these natural resources to manufacture building materials like bricks and paver blocks. Why name Angiras? Because Angiras was the name of the sage who invented bricks in India, and this is even before the Mohenjo-daro era. And we wanted to revolutionize this industry, and we dedicated the company after his name.
That's really interesting. How did you get drawn towards waste management sector, and what was the motivation behind your startup?
Right. So, startup was not a career plan for us. It just happened to be like that. So, we come from a city called Udaipur. It's such a beautiful city surrounded with Aravali hills and lakes. It's also called the Lakes City of India. But growing up in this city, we used to observe a lot of plastic waste, such as like plastic bottles, plastic wrapper, poly bags, lying around these lakeside or on the roadside, or either ends up in the landfills around these in between the Aravali Hills. So that was the motivation that we started with. We thought, why, what if we use this waste material, such as for making, let's say, walls. So I'm coming from the construction background. We understand the procedure, the problems, challenges, and the standard practices of making a civil structure. So we thought, like, let's try making something and utilizing this waste into building material. And we started with eco bricks, small cubes, which gives us very good results, and validated the product throughout the process, which gives us the promising results as well.
That's really inspiring. You started working on this product from Smart India Hackathon. Please share your experience in participation in Smart India Hackathon and how the participation in SAH helped you in development of your idea.
Sure. So we developed the first prototype in 2019, then when we participated in Smart India Hackathon in hardware edition under the waste management sector, and my experience was tremendous. It was our first experience of validating the idea, validating the solution with the stakeholders who were present during those 5 days or 6 days of the program. And we were in NIT Trichy for the program, and there were industrialists, mentors, professors, academic from the academic background, and we were given the access to the laboratories and these industrial experts to validate the idea and do the continuous improvement throughout those 5 to 6 days. And also it was because coming up from the technical background, we lacked some business knowledge, and we were given the opportunity to interact with the business mentors as well there. So it was really a great experience, learning experience, and I'll also say it's an eye-opening experience, because we are only focusing on the technical aspects, but also now we started focusing on the business aspects of the part, and we again went back to do the more product validation, interacting with the customers, and a continuous improvement in the product.
Okay, great. You are the winner of the Smart India Hackathon edition. Other than prize money, what other support have you received from Smart India Hackathon?
Right. So when we, after winning, we won the second prize in the SIH Hardware Hackathon. When we went back, we realized there's something that we still lack. There's something still needs to validate in the market, and with continuous validation, we got selected for the another seed funding for the to the SIH only, which was the 10 lakhs grants, and through our incubator only. With the help of that initial funding, we continue the development, the building of the technology to convert this waste into building materials. And after a certain period of time, I applied to a lot of funding programs and accelerator programs, and got shortlisted in some of them, which was the DST's Nidhi Prayas, the Startup India seed fund support as well, and also a couple of corporate CSR funding as well. And last year, we also raised pre-seed funding, which was led by CIIE at Ahmedabad and a couple of angel investors. So far, we have raised around 1 crore of pre-seed funding, and in a couple of months, let's say 4 or 5 months, we will be opening for the next seed round as well.
That's interesting. How have you done your product validation? And what suggestion will you give to budding entrepreneurs for the importance of product validation?
Sure. So definitely, we have done the product validation continuously with developing the product, talking to a lot of potential customers, industrialists, stakeholders who are continuous support of in continuous in touch of these products. And at an early stage, it's important to create a working product rather than the best product, in order to quickly validate your hypothesis and without wasting a lot of time and resources. And I see in young entrepreneurs who are filled with energy, thinking that they are going to create best product without working on idea validation. And platforms like SIH is a perfect way for young entrepreneurs to build something meaningful in short span of time, and also continue validating it. And yes, I'll encourage budding entrepreneurs to participate in hackathon and SIH programs, where you learn the vital skill of idea validation, rapid prototyping, and which are very important if you have just started.
Yeah, that's right. As you said, the product validation is an essential step, so that if the innovator is doing at early stage, they can avoid the potential losses as well as their failures. That's right. And
Right.
what is your USP, like unique selling proposition? How do you stand apart from others in this sector?
Right. So, if we compare with the traditional clay brick or some other bricks in the market, we see that our product bricks is up to 20-30% lighter in weight. That helps in reducing the overall structural cost, and that ultimately saves the construction cost for the end customers. And also, one of the major challenge that it solves is the water leakage, the efflorescence, and the dampness issue that are being faced in the coastal areas or in the agricultural land, and where people like the common people like us ends up spending thousands of rupees in the repairment and maintenance. So this brick particularly does not allow water to pass from one end to another, and that saves a lot of dam proofing and expensive waterproofing cost as well. So these are the two major benefits, the value proposition that we provide. And given this value proposition, bricks saves up to 20% of the construction cost in the whole construction project.
Yeah, that's great. You said about a lot of fund you raised from different departments and other sectors. Can you just brief about how much fund you have raised so far, and brief about the process of fundraising?
Yes, so the process of fundraising is not very easy. It's because now it's also getting very competitive as the government is encouraging a lot of startups as well. So, but there are still a lot of programs by the central government or the state government, and also the CSR funding by the corporates, where startups who are just have started can apply to these funding programs, the grants, small grants to do the fraud validation initially. These are the programs such as like Nidhi Priyas, or the Startup India has come up with recent funding programs, Startup India Seed Fund support as well. So these are a lot of programs which are coming up as well. And we have to till date raised more than around 1 crore of pre-seed funding, which is both equity grants, and also we have on couple of prize money as well.
Congratulations on your successful fundraising. Your innovative ideas and vision have captured the imagination of investors, and I have no doubt that you will continue to make waves in your industry. Kunjpreet, please tell us, what impact does your product make in achieving sustainable development goal?
Right. So the per unit brick, if I talk in unit, the per unit brick recycles or upcycle up to 20-25% of the plastic, single-use plastic waste, and the rest is the industrial waste. So till date, we have recycled more than 6 ton of plastic waste by manufacturing 7-8 thousand of units of bricks, and also 16-18 thousand of the industrial waste. And this aligns with the SDG Sustainable Development Goal number 12, which says sustainable consumption and production. And also by replacing bricks with by replacing clay bricks with the bricks, it also reduces the carbon emission, because the clay bricks are responsible for the emission of up to 400 grams of the carbon emission. So this also aligns with the Sustainable Development Goal number 30, which says the climate change. And in near future, we also plan to create to generate more and more employment in tier 1, tier 2 cities by setting up our plants, manufacturing plants in these area, and create livelihood as well.
Your ambitious goals for the future are truly inspiring. By aiming to recycle more than 190k tons of waste and reduce carbon emissions by 30.4k tons, while also creating direct employment for over 2000 people, you are setting an example for others to follow. Thank you for your dedication to sustainability and for your commitment to making a positive impact on our planet. I am sure you must have received a lot of accolades and recognitions. Could you please share a few?
Sure. So we have received a lot of recognition and have been featured on the national and international platforms as well. So the recent, just yesterday only, we've been featured by the Forbes India as well. So this is one of the most
Wow.
recognition that so far that we have achieved. Last year, we were the winner of the Global Plastic Challenge by the Uplink World Economic Forum, and we are also their top innovator as well. We also won the Sustainable Consumption and Production Award at Switch at Asia Pacific Housing Forum by Switch Asia and Habitat for Humanity. Also, I'm the winner of the Thai University Global Pitch Competition, where more than 1,400 startups participated across 30 countries. So these are the few of them, and we are looking for more such platforms who can support us.
Great, great. Congratulations on this well deserved recognition. May your success continue to grow and your future be filled with even more achievements. What do you consider to be your greatest strength as an entrepreneur? How do you leverage that strength to benefit your company?
Sure. So I feel at early stage when you are such a young entrepreneur, I feel like your team is your greatest strength. When you don't have that much of skills and experience, and you just started after your college, so the team that you are that are supporting you is your greatest strength, because that are the one who will support you in your hard times and also in your best time as well. And these are the people you are building such a big that will gonna be a big organization in the future. So I feel like yes, the team and also the family support is one of the greatest strength for me so far.
Thank you for sharing your perspective on your greatest strength as an entrepreneur. Keep up the great work. Can you tell me about a challenge you faced as a new entrepreneur and how you overcame it? And what advice would you give to someone who is considering starting their venture?
Sure. So one of the challenge that we faced is the lack of the business knowledge that we coming from the technical background are always face that. So I feel like because I have been part of such programs, the accelerator programs at IIMs and other corporates, so that gives me after some period of time that helped me building the growth strategies, doing the business model validation and all other business aspect of the whole product, the solution. And another challenge that I faced initially was raising some small amount of funding through grants or equity initial level when you don't have that much of data to validate your products, right? So I would advise to the budding entrepreneurs, to young generation, to keep applying to such programs, and definitely like one of them you can definitely convert, and that will help you in your success journey, and also doing the product validation when you are at especially at ideation stage.
How do you think the environment has changed in the country for women entrepreneurs? Is it friendlier? Or there are still some obstacles or stereotypes?
Sure. So I have been in this industry since 3 or 4 years now, and initially I have also faced some challenges, especially for the women in business and especially in the construction industry. But now I have seen like a lot of programs that are coming up by the government and the private organization, which are only women focused. And in fact, there are venture capitalists who invest only on the women-led startups or the companies which are benefiting the women in particularly in rural and creating livelihoods. So I feel like these all stakeholders coming up together, there are things now changing, and we as a woman who just have started uh, can open the path for the next generation to follow it and solve that challenges that we have faced, so that they don't have to go through the same challenges and issues.
Yeah, that's great to listen from a woman entrepreneur. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and insights on the challenges you faced as a new entrepreneur. Your story is truly inspiring. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors and hope your story inspires many others to take environment friendly initiatives. Thank you, Kunjpreet. Thank you once again. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Selvarani, and I'm really grateful to SIH and AICD because this is the one of the beginning Angiras and for ourselves as well when we started with. Thank you so much for having me here.
Reusing non-recyclable materials reduces demand for new resources and helps to reduce the amount of waste in landfills. It also helps to reduce the amount of energy used to create new materials, as recycled materials typically require less energy to produce than new ones. We wish Kunjpreet and her team all the best and hope their story inspires many others to take environment friendly initiatives. That's all for now. We'll be back with another edition of Changemaker. Thanks for watching.